subscribe. Darling Radio. Like and subscribe.
Got Revenue, who's Jamaican. He's a Garveyite. Revenue, you in here?
Hey, what's up? I say Tariq.
What's going on, Revenue?
Hey, what's going
Now,
on?
do you agree with Dr. Short with what he's saying, Revenue?
Nah, I think he's a little bit pseudo, but
Now,
I'm here.
now, how is he pseudo? What did he say that was pseudo?
He's criticizing Pan-African and African leaders like they're in cahoots with Europeans to, I guess, undermine Black Americans.
Yeah.
If that's what I'm hearing correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. He has no proof for that, so I don't. I guess he just spewing whatever. I seen you at post too that.
Hold on, Revenue. Dr. Short, he says you have no proof. Now, Dr. Short.
First and foremost, I didn't say that they undermine us. I said they undermine themselves. Okay. When Marcus Garvey went back to Jamaica, he got pelted with stones. He didn't get pelted with stones here. He may have been set up by the FBI and both Caribbean and some Black sellout elites, but Marcus Garvey never got stoned by the Black masses in the United States.
So what about A. Philip Randolph and Garvey Must Go, and they working with the FBI to get Garvey arrested? What about that?
I said, folks, the sellouts did that.
So now it's so.
Wait.
It's so.
How does that dismiss what I said? Garvey had to come to America
because
for his dream, for his dream to work. He needed to do it here. He could not do it in Jamaica. He couldn't do it in Panama. He couldn't do it, and he couldn't even do it in England, sir.
You just said one of your prominent leaders who was pivotal in the civil rights
I never mentioned A. Philip Randolph. You brought him up.
Yeah, I'm saying
you brought A. Philip Randolph up.
And
you can add Du Bois too. And Du Bois is a Pan-Africanist who helped go after Garvey. But that's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah, okay, but you said it like Black Americans been kumbaya and they've been so welcoming to
absolutely.
People. And absolutely. I just point. Hold on. You keep. Let me make my point. Let me make
Shower Posse. If we did what the Shower Posse did in America, Jamaicans would be killing Black folks all over this country.
Okay.
Because you called me pseudo.
Yeah, you are pseudo.
You lied and said I said African leadership is undermining us here.
So can you reiterate your point?
You lied. You said I said something I didn't say and then attacked me for it. I talked about people undermining themselves where they come from. The same way you had folks Manley and what's his name, the other Siaga fighting each other in Jamaica. Okay, where people fought and put the groups against each other instead of coming together. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so you spoke for 5 minutes? Let me at least respond and say something.
But I didn't accuse you. So when you create oh my God, yes, this would happen to me if I was in the Caribbean meeting and I spoke out of place and accused someone. I would be as a Yankee, I would be shouted down and hooted down. So the very fact that we have a thing to discuss amongst ourselves.
Can you prove that? Can you prove that? Can you prove a Black American went to Jamaica and was shouted out? But you just made a point and said,
I do that here. Look, you can't deny it. The people are very, very, very tight and insular. They have a right to be. We know this. And the fact that you're there saying something, trying to make it out that I lied on folks, that's the standard thing. You just did a tether move. You're not a Pan-Africanist. If there was true reciprocity, you would understand exactly what I said, but you don't wish to. You want this unilateral Pan-Africanism where we have to back everybody else and no one backs us. And
What you
that's what
mean
we're
nobody?
saying
What
no
you
to.
mean? What do you mean nobody
That's
backs
what we
us?
mean. When we talk about these reparations committees and other
Okay,
people from other,
The African Union is back
and when the people
is
come out and
dedicated
speak out against Black
2025.
History Month, when you have that Jamaican lieutenant governor who says that we need to forget about slavery and we don't need reparations, you do not have Black Americans holding office in any place in the world outside of the United States, speaking out against the betterment of another group of Black people. It just doesn't happen, sir.
So what? So what
You're
about
not going to be able to
What
push
about
that.
Frederick Douglass calling African savages and basically criticizing Martin Delaney for want to go the Back to Africa movement and calling African savages and uncivilized?
Well, what
What
about
about that?
Jamaicans denying their African heritage? What about
What?
Jamaicans saying Jamaica
How
and
could
running around calling
African how could
themselves Indian
Jamaicans
and
how could
denying their
oh my
connection
yo
to
Tariq,
Africa?
can we
No,
this
no, sir. So you're
you
going to
keep
pick
cutting me
one
off and we
person.
can't have a
One,
conversation.
no,
Are
we
you a
can't
doc?
because it's not up
I
for
know you're not a
debate,
real
sir.
doctor or scholar. You're a
It doesn't
pseudo.
matter. And
To
you're not a
even
Pan
say
Africanist. You are
I
a
hear you.
typical tether.
You're up
Yes,
there
sir, and you're here to
spewing
try to change
conspiracy
something. So
theory.
it doesn't make a difference. Sir, you can sit down as far as I'm concerned because you can't debate me. You'll cherry pick a person here or there and ignore the fact that tribalism and this
You
stuff
made an
goes on.
absolute you the one that made an absolute claim. Now
I did.
I'm
I
poking
stand.
okay,
Tribalism and
now I'm poking
ethnocentrism
hole.
exist throughout the diaspora. And when people come to America, they bring their culture with them. It is not a unifying culture. It is a schismatic culture. It's schismatic in England. It's schismatic in Canada. One of the few places where people can come together transnationally is here. And when people are welcome, they often abuse those that welcome them. This is a fact. This is why delineation is necessary, whether you like it or not.
Revenue.
Yeah, so he spewed a lot of stuff that was just untrue. And the minute I pointed out how A. Philip Randolph was working with the FBI on a Garvey Must Go campaign, and that's how Marcus Garvey got arrested, he says so. Then I pointed out how Frederick Douglass was totally against Martin Delaney, and that's one of the key reasons why they split, because Frederick Douglass was calling African savages, saying Africa is uncivilized. I'd rather be here in America
Yeah,
and work it out
but
with the white man. And so when you say
I mean, but listen, hold on, because here's the thing. Frederick Douglass was correct to not go for that scheme that the American Colonization Society wanted to put together to send folks to Africa.
so slavery was better
We
than a sovereign nation, according to you.
no sovereign. Shit wasn't sovereign. That shit was a finesse by the
So who are the founders of Liberia? Is Black Americans.
no. It was the American Colonization Society. They put that shit together. And
Yeah, off the backs of Paul Cuffey, because Paul Cuffey and Martin Delaney was already in that region, Liberia region, looking for a homeland for Black Americans
we're
and the diaspora.
over here saying we're in our homeland. That's why most of us were not with that bullshit. There's a reason.
You
That's why
so now you don't adhere.
I'm not gonna talk over me. That's why people like William Nesbitt went over there, saw what was going down, and said, "Oh hell no, this ain't us." And he came back here and got with Octavius Cato and other brothers and sisters and started to fight for the 14th Amendment. They said, "Oh, this is a finesse they got going on," and they weren't going for it. You ain't gonna talk over me. And Frederick Douglass knew the finesse too. He was like, "We ain't going to no damn Africa. This is our homeland right here. We done built this joint. We ain't gonna let them send us to no foreign land." So yeah, they were correct into calling out that damn finesse, because that ain't us, right? Revenue.
No, so according to you, Black people should have been enslaved in America rather than set up their own homeland, be under the yoke of the white man foot
When they were colonized
when
over there, they were
while being non-citizens and stateless,
they were
even if they was free.
they were
You think that was a better decision than setting up their
according to William Nesbitt, he wrote when he went over there and wrote a book And he said, hell, the slave quarters is better than this. That's what he said. He said they're up there eating bush meat, eating raw food, just living real janky. They're like, hell, we might as well stay at the crib. We're doing better at the crib than this. So yeah, it was better than that because you got colonized and your mind was colonized and you had retrogressed over there. So it wasn't popping. We weren't going for that damn finesse. And
But
that was a big old slave colony. Basically, when you colonize somebody, that's slavery, sir.
how is it a slave colony?
Because they colonized the people all over Africa. Africa was basically pretty much
Liberia has never been colonized.
the whole definition of Liberia is it was underwritten by the white supremacists.
So well, you got to
It
prove.
was a finesse from day one. Even Charles Taylor, those people, they were connected to the CIA, all of those people. So it's been a damn finesse. Let me get Brother Daniel in here. Brother Daniel.
Yeah, how's it going, Flex?
Hey, what's up, Brother Dan? I got revenue here, Pan-African splaining, but go ahead, brother.
It's really funny. However harsh Frederick Douglass' words were, the man died in 1895 or something like that. And to this day, people would rather be over here than where they say they love the most. I mean, Revenue himself. I mean, are you in the United States right now, Revenue?
Yes, sir. I'm in New York City, New Tether City.
So
You would say that you argue New York is probably one of the greatest cities on earth, right?
No, not at all.
Okay, what's better than New York City?
Right in present day or overall in
Yes,
history?
sir. President.
Probably London, um, Shanghai,
Gotcha. So why
Singapore.
aren't you in London or Shanghai?
Well, 'cause this is where my family migrated to.
No, I'm saying, but you could pick them up and move over since it's such, it's a great city. The point Frederick Douglass was making was, we could deal with our problems here. There are papers from our scholars in 1927 and before that talking about how Pan Africanism is a scam, and basically
Well, prove
we
how
should focus on
Pan African is scam. How is it a scam?
Pan Africanism scam.
How,
Um,
what you just saying? You just saying a quote,
no,
but
no,
can
I
you
got
give
you.
some reference point? Can
I
you give
got
me
you.
a source? How it's a scam? Yeah.
I got you. You the reference point. But anyway, we'll go off this, right? What has Pan Africanism as a whole done for Black Americans?
Okay, well, you have Africana studies, you have Kwanzaa, you have
No,
Nkoba
that is
spearheading.
some intangible bullshit.
You
What have they done?
asked me what
No,
they have
that's not
done,
that. Wait, that's
and I'm
nothing.
giving you reference
That's
points.
literally a nothing burger, dog.
Oh, okay,
If you ask
you
me, okay,
said
you
it's
know what,
nothing.
what I've done for Africa. I
You said
changed
it's
my profile picture in 2015
you said it's
when there was something
nothing.
going on. I changed when the stop Coney thing was going on. I sent several retweets. What the fuck does that do? I mean, what does that do? Nothing. You're talking about nothing.
Okay,
What tangibles has it done for Black Americans?
I'm giving you tangibles.
That's not a tangible. That's not a tangible. That's not a tangible.
Yes, it
That
is
is not
because
a tangible.
you could enroll to a university,
So can a
UCLA,
European. What has it done for Black
or
Americans?
any of these universities, and enroll in
That
Africana
is
studies,
you know what that is?
and that
That
was
is a tax
spearheaded
write off for the university.
Pan Africans. The
What
same goal.
tangible have they done?
I'm giving you
That's
tangible.
not a tangible.
I don't know what more
That's not
you
okay.
need.
I'll give you a tangible. I'll give you a tangible that we've done, right? We've sent planes to help them fight in war. We've taught them military strategy. The
Who's we?
doctor that was up
The
here,
U.S. government?
no, the Black Americans.
Okay,
That
where?
was some rogue shit niggas was on. Like rogue shit was on. We saw what they did. Matter of fact, take South Africa for example, right? Our Black American singers and entertainers refused to do anything down there in South Africa as long as apartheid was there, right? Then our Black American politicians and singers petitioned our politicians and singers to actually speak and put pressure on them to get rid of apartheid. That's a tangible. Now, when I ask you what tangible, you said, well, they funded a class. That is called a tax write-off from the
I
federal
didn't say.
government.
I never said
That's
they
money for
funded.
the research department. I'm
I didn't
talking
say
about
they funded a class. I said
what,
Pan Af.
what tangibles have they done? That's not a tangible.
I gave you tangible.
No, you
That's
didn't.
not a tangible.
That's education. Like what
That's
more
not.
That's
tangible?
not a
What more
tangible.
tangible you
First off,
need than
that's
education?
first off, that's miseducation, right?
That could lead
That's
to an
miseducation.
occupation.
No.
Well, no, all they did with those classes was spread communism, which is a very stupid idea to destroy most of those countries, and the reason why those countries would be done. Now, the man told you earlier, he's told you the truth. See, when you see all those first wave of Africans coming over here, those were those ambassador sons and stuff like that, the ones who accepted that USAID money. Part of the deal was that their children get into college and universities in America. China and the United States just did a deal. And part of the deal was America accepts more Chinese students into the universities in exchange for lower tariff rates. That's what we do. This country educates people, and it's a good selling point when they go do business over there in those African countries.
It's the
But
white man.
when the
It's
African
not
countries come over,
FBA. It's the white man. It's not you.
listen, you'll learn. Listen, you'll learn. When those African students come over here from those countries, they're the ones spreading all this hatred and misinformation about Black Americans, and they get over here.
Can you prove it?
It,
Can you
okay,
prove
watch
it?
this. Is it expensive to come to America?
Can you prove it?
Is it expensive to come to America?
I asked you a question. Now you asking
I
me
am. I am.
about
I'm proving it
you
now.
asking me
I'm proving it
about
now.
flight prices.
You know, I'll answer the question because you're doing
Yeah,
something else.
answer the question.
It is very expensive to come to
Can you
America.
prove it? You just
The
making a
only
lot of claims
people,
that you
the
can't
only
prove
people who
anything.
can afford to come to America are people over there with money, and not just their money. They have to have enough of their money to equal enough of our money to buy planes, tickets, and cover rent. The only people who can do that at regular
According to
are those.
FBA, so I guess these
According to
wealthy, I
economics,
guess
this
these
has nothing to
wealthy
do with
political,
this
I
has
guess these
absolutely
wealthy
nothing to
political
do with
leaders
FBA. This
is
is just
sending their
basic
kids over here to drive
economics.
Ubers, right?
You
Cause
said what now?
I
You
said
said
I
what now?
guess these wealthy
No, no,
African
we're talking
political.
about the elite classes that sell you out.
All right, can I talk?
No,
I guess
what you're
these
doing is you're
wealthy.
jumping around. We
You
sticking to
keep
the main
coming.
thing, right?
All
At
right,
the end
you
of the day,
keep.
they've done nothing tangible for us. Is what we're getting at, and we're telling you that we've done a lot of tangible stuff for them. See, this is that nonsense.
I gave you. I'm
It's the
giving you
nonsense that y'all
tangible,
do,
and you
right?
said it's not
So
tangible. I
Pan
don't know what to tell
Africanism
you.
came with an idea. We came with tangibles.
Like
Oh, we got this
what
idea that
tangibles?
if we all come together, it'll help us. But
What
basically, what you guys
tangibles?
want is access to resources.
You hear?
This was said in 1920s. This is 1927. The excerpt from the paper says, "We are sincerely inclined." This is from 1927. We are sincerely inclined to concentrate upon Pan-American affairs, believing that if we can cope with them, we may be in a better position to carry good tidings across the seas. Long story short, no, we shouldn't do that. They're already talking about how Africa has all these issues. And there's no disrespect to Africa because they're still developing countries and the continent's still developing. However, the corruption over there is what Dr. Randy Short was telling you about. The corruption over there undermines its own people. As a matter of fact, when USAID was canceled by Donald Trump, there were several African people on the grassroots who were very happy about that because they said the money is not reaching them. These people have been funding, trickling billions of dollars from USAID into their own pockets and only giving pennies to the people who actually
It's
supposed to go to help.
corruption in America. It's corruption in America.
What corruption in
It's
America is
it's
very
corruption
different.
is everywhere.
Corruption in America, yeah, but that's not that level of corruption is crazy. As a matter of fact, that level of corruption is instead of
Yeah,
getting the drinking water for the
what I
village,
noticed about
I'm going to
you.
go to the Louis Vuitton store.
What I noticed
It's not the
about
same thing.
what I noticed about you FBA, you guys are white
Speak
supremacist
on the
shells.
tangible things that y'all done because what you're doing is
Y'all
you're
like
doing
to
that
protect
thing where
white
you're trying to cherry
supremacists.
pick something. Speak on the tangibles. We stuck
I
on
Can
tangibles.
I ask
I
something?
gave you tangible. I gave you
No, you didn't
a
give me a
college.
tangible.
I
Okay,
gave
okay.
you a
You
university level
gave me
college course.
miseducation. That's not tangible.
I gave
That's a feel good
Hello?
course.
well, you don't know more than a university. I don't know what you I don't
I
know.
actually do. I can prove it. But anyway,
You
well,
you know
what
more than a
tangibles have they done?
university. You know more than an
What
anthropologist. You know
what
more than
tangibles have they
the
done?
I just gave you tangible. I
No, you
just
That's
gave
not
you
a
a
tangible.
tangible.
That's
revenue.
not a tangible.
You didn't.
You can't just because you said it don't mean it
Yo,
is. It's a false equivalence too, by the way.
Revenue, can I ask you something real quick?
What's good, King?
No, hold on. I want him to answer that question about the
I gave
tangible. We're
you
not gonna let him
Yeah,
off
go
the hook
ahead.
I
about
just
that.
gave
That's
you
not a
I
tangible.
gave you a tangible.
Okay,
A college
describe
course.
another tangible because that's not a tangible.
Okay, Kwanzaa is a
That's not a
is a
tangible.
That is.
That's not a
it's
tangible. Okay,
oh my
give
god.
me something that's not. Give me something that's not ceremonial.
I gave you I
Give me a
gave you I
non-ceremonial
gave you a
thing.
college course and you asked me for something
Okay, a
else.
college course. Okay, a
I
college
gave you
course,
a
and you
federal
said what else?
I gave you
Kwanzaa.
a federal recognized holiday for
Okay, what else? What else?
specifically for black people.
What else?
So name you got to name some things. You asked me to name. I gave you two
I
things
named
already.
several things. I gave you the entertainers who refused to play in South Africa because of the treatment
Is
of
that
the
a
black African.
is that a
That is a
tangible?
very that is a tangible. That do you know what one of the
So
biggest
a couple singers
do
refusing
you
to
know
sing,
whoa 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 whoa
refusing to
whoa
go
whoa whoa
to South Africa is attainable?
do you know see okay so this is where it gets crazy. Do you know, right, what one of the biggest industries in South Africa is?
No,
Tourism and entertainment. So
elaborate.
you know what else looks really bad? If they end on an advisory list for people to travel to. You know that looks really bad for the country, right? When people refuse to go there because of their poor treatment. See, then that gets into the World Crimes organization they got, right? They the ones raised the rule because South Africa was what they were doing. When we start alerting shit like that, it actually created tangible change for the apartheid movement. That's
Like
a
what?
tangible. So when
Like
I ask
what?
you, what
Like
has
what?
Kwanzaa done for Black Americans? Absolutely nothing. Just another holiday that nobody
Kwanzaa
even
has
celebrates no
brought
more.
millions of black people together every
Foundational
Oh
year.
Black
my God,
Americans,
that's not a tangible. Niggas get together at barbecues all the time. What tangibles have they done?
foundational Black Americans really don't celebrate Kwanzaa like that, and we never did. I just wanted to point that out. But go ahead. All right, go ahead, guys. I just wanted to
Yeah, he
go ahead.
Yeah.
calls a double mute. He knows that. He know. Look, we get together every weekend. We have cookouts for people barbecue. We have cookouts to celebrate people graduating their third grade high school class. I mean third grade class. It is what it is. We always get together. It isn't. It's a
Okay.
ceremonial thing. It means
And the
nothing.
African Union has dedicated 2025 for reparations for the diaspora.
No. They designated 225 to claim the reparations that's supposed to be getting. They designated us as a sixth state. We did not agree to that. See, this that nonsense right there.
You
That's not
didn't
a tangible.
you probably didn't agree. You
Again.
probably
This is
didn't agree.
again. This is
They're
an
working
attempt.
with Nkroba
This is
and
an
Carol.
again.
They're working
That's
with
not a tangible.
Nkroba
You
and
guys are.
I know you did. Did you, this man mention in Cobra?
Yes, he did. He did
Wow,
with a straight face too.
with a straight.
I can't. I can't believe
Wow, really?
it. I'm sorry.
You really mentioned in Cobra? Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
and then
And
and
Kroger is a
then
Pan African
look.
organization that spearheaded
He
reparation.
still did not tell
Tariq,
us a
do you have
single.
a
He still
reparation
didn't tell
bill?
us a
Do you have a
single.
reparation bill on the table?
Single tangible. He still gave it a tangible.
I just
What's a
gave
tangible, man?
I just gave the
That's
tangibles.
not a tangible. You mentioned ceremony.
FBA cry about reparations all the time, and
Cry
Kroger
about
was the one,
reparations. Oh
and
yeah.
then
See, this
Kroger
how
is
they
the
really feel
ones,
about us, y'all. Listen up now.
Yeah.
and
Now,
Kroger is the one that spearheaded the
where's your
reparation.
grandfather from? Where's your grandfather from, Revenue?
I'm Jamaican, bro. I'm
Okay, you
Jamaican.
from Jamaica, right? Let me ask you
Yeah,
something, right? Did your family own land in Jamaica?
yeah. We own
So
several properties now.
how do you feel about the Chinese basically colonizing Jamaica right now, from the tourist industry to the sugar cane?
That's sad. It's embarrassing.
Okay, gotcha. So, how would you feel that if the Chinese were to claim your family's land through corruption in your government using eminent domain? That would be pretty terrible, right?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, it would.
I
It would be
guess.
terrible. I'm not. No, it would be terrible. I'm not trying to troll you. It'd be a grave injustice done to you. And when you get older, you would tell your children, "Yo, we own this shit, but our government and this government fucked us over, and they owe us. Don't let them forget that." That sounds reasonable, right?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, cool, for sure. Because in the United States and most countries around the world, if you file a suit against somebody and that person die, if somebody sues you or whatever, and that person dies, their money is still owed to that estate, and the estate can still keep the issue going. You know that, right?
Yes, King.
Gotcha. So in our lineage, which you guys may not be familiar with, we owned thousands of acres of land, fresh off of the heels of slavery, and through eminent domain, straight up terrorism, state-sponsored terrorism from the southern government and the northern government, they were able to take a lot of land and do a lot of evil shit to us. So
Okay,
our families,
so
our
no,
family. Oh, whoa, listen.
let me
Our
just ask you a
families are
question.
like, no. Listen. Our family. I got you. You can ask your question. Tweet about it if you need to. Our families. My granddad, right, told my dad about the shit that we owned in Greenwood, Mississippi, and a lot of other stuff. Right. My dad then tells me. My uncle tells me. I tell my nephews. I tell my cousins. You know what? Because that's how the stories pass down. So when we talk about reparations, it's more than just the government did some mean stuff. No. There was actual money tied into what they owe us, and it was the government sponsored. So even if our family members are not alive, then it's still owed to their state. As a matter of fact, they have a bill now where they're trying to get the benefits of some World War II veterans. So shout out to them and whatever they're doing with that. So yeah, we don't let stuff go. Now I understand it may seem foreign to you to hold somebody accountable just because the ancestor passed. But no, we still need what's ours. It's not a guilt trip. This is paying what's owed. So I get
Was
you
any
don't understand it because
Africans
you don't come from that.
you said what?
You don't come from that. So I understand because
What
there's
you
no
mean I
respect
don't
there.
what do you mean I don't come from that?
You don't come from that.
I come from a country where we fought where we fought. We wasn't
Me
chased
too.
by
Me too.
dogs or we wasn't
Y'all
chased by
wasn't.
dogs or
I can prove you definitely
bit
was.
up by, you know,
You
German
definitely were. They,
shepherds.
you know what it's like.
We didn't sign
They would grab
contracts.
somebody for your
We
group.
didn't sign
And I don't want to
contracts
do
to
this
be
with you. Have you seen the
sharecroppers.
butt
I'm
breaking video?
sorry. We didn't sign contracts to be sharecroppers.
What are you talking about? You're
We
doing it now.
we didn't
Who do you think is out in those fields with no
we
sugar canes right now?
defeated
Who's
the
working the
Dude, Jamaica was where they would go to season slaves. They would go to break slaves in Jamaica. Jamaica was a slave breaking colony. You don't really want to open up that door, revenue. Man, you really don't want to open up that door to some of the shit that they were doing to y'all in Jamaica. Do you really want to go there?
Yeah, please don't do that, bro. Because I don't want to do that.
Are we going there, revenue? What are we doing?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, do Black Americans have any treaties in America?
We are American citizens, sir.
Right. We don't
That's not an answer to the question. I asked, do Black Americans have any
Yeah,
treaties?
it's called the Constitution. We all free men protected under
yeah,
the
we do
Constitution.
treaties with foreign nations.
Yeah, the civil rights was
So the
the
civil
civil rights thing was our quote unquote treaty, so to speak. If you want to akin it to something.
so you wasn't citizens until the 14th Amendment. Prior to that, you was
What year was that?
1868. You
You
became
understand?
citizen.
You understand before that? You
Prior to
understand that
that,
before that, black men own property and black people own property in this country, right?
yeah, but you wasn't a citizen.
I'm just giving. Yes, you did. If you own property, this don't make you
The
vote.
Dred Scott
That's
decision,
literally
the
how.
Dred Scott
That's literally how
decision,
black people was, bro. What are you
the
talking
Dred
about?
Scott decision, the Supreme Court decision
Yeah,
decided
whatever.
that
But you
black
still,
people, whether
you
slaves
still,
or free Negro, could not be
uh huh.
citizens of the United States of
Yeah,
America
but you
and
still
its
have intelligent
jurisdiction.
intangibles. But go ahead. Still, you
Yeah,
still keep in
so
mind, y'all. You still have not told us no
when you
tangibles.
say we don't come from that, I know my people. We fought wars. We defeated the British Army where they had to sign treaties and give us our own land. So
What
I
year
don't
was this?
y'all don't really come from that.
No. What year was this? What
So
year was this?
what the Maroon Wars? Which
Yeah.
slave
What year
rebellion?
was this?
Because
What year was
we
this?
had some of the most famous ones.
See, we had plenty of slave rebellions too.
Yeah,
Nah, as a matter of fact,
how many white people
as a
died?
matter
And
of
then
fact, the
how
reason
many
why,
white people
you know
died in
what,
these slave rebellion? You talking
you
about
ready
a
for this though?
The American Revolution,
This is the
what?
funny part. You can actually look it up. The reason why you guys slave rebellions popped off is because they brought slaves from America there. That was a punishment. They would send slaves to the Caribbean. We brought the rebellions and did it to the Caribbean.
why couldn't y'all rebel in America and
We
we
did.
did.
We did.
enforce the
We
government
did.
to sign a treaty?
Guys weren't
You
over there in Jamaica when they had you enslaved. They didn't have the British didn't look at you as citizens. Y'all couldn't vote. Y'all couldn't do shit. Didn't have civil.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And then we set up our own sovereign nations.
Yeah, you still haven't told us any tangible
Two
things
maroon
though. But look,
communities
see,
that separated from the
the only
Jamaican
reason why
government.
y'all see, and this is why y'all able to do that is because right, America had this thing where they said
Why
if
y'all
any
couldn't do it
country,
though?
Do y'all wait?
I got you. I'm answering the question for you.
Y'all
What you mean though?
America
They
had this
did it
thing where
though.
they said if any country wanted independence from its colonizer, then America would step in to help. That's the reason why the French or the British didn't even try to retake y'all. And then on top of that, you guys did it at the great time. I'm not gonna lie, this is a brilliant move. They did it when French and the British were having money problems. They couldn't allocate the resources to actually squash the rebellion. Now, I'm not saying that makes it less impressive, but I'm saying it puts things into context. But if you take a look at this guy, you need to look him up. His name is Moses Dixon. I don't want to say too much about him. But he was a free black man born in Ohio. He had a network of 45,000 people, and they were ready to start an insurrection to free all the slaves in America. And they would have
Why
succeeded
they ain't do it?
hold on. Wait,
because the Civil War was coming.
because hold on. Sorry, Dan, because he keeps talking about what we didn't do. Dude, Jamaica didn't become independent until 1960 damn two. You really didn't get no rights until the damn 60s. All right, let's not play that game, dude. Y'all was still British subjects when we were free over here. Y'all didn't get shit popping until the 60s. Chubby Checker had a record out.
Yeah, and in the 1960s too, your people was marching for civil rights and being bit up by dogs.
Your ass across the water with flip flops to come over here to get some of them civil rights, weren't you? That's why you're here now, aren't you?
Yeah, we came
Right,
here to help our black brothers and sisters.
because you failed. Y'all didn't get y'all shit together and didn't get no damn freedom until
How we fail?
19 damn 60s, a century after we got these white supremacists off our backs. So yeah, you can't say nothing. And then you still had to flee. All right? Right? Come on, revenue.
You keep muting me, Tariq.
Come on.
Yeah, who was the
The
leader of
same decade. Your people was marching, being bit up by
And
dogs.
whipping,
So
who was
we in the
Alexander
same
Tardy?
boat,
whooping ass and
whipping ass. So running.
ass, nigga, and whooping ass and making these laws get right. You understand? We weren't just getting bit up by dogs. We were biting back and fighting back and getting these laws passed so that you can bring your musty ass over here, right? You sure came over. Your family sure came over real quick to get some of that, didn't they?
I don't know about killing white people. I just know
Didn't
black
stay on
people's
them
getting.
dirt roads and Ocho Rios. You didn't stay over there. Y'all came over here. You
Yeah, when did your family come over here?
revenue. When your family come over here? Revenue. Oh, hold on. Wait. Go ahead, revenue. My bad. I had it on mute. Revenue, go ahead. When'd your family get here, revenue? Yeah, you not about to sit up here and try to play.
Yeah, that was wild.
The 1980s.
Yeah.
Right, so did your mom come too, or your uncles? How many did y'all come?
About six of us.
So, all right, so six people decided to leave your great, beautiful sand beaches to come to Sheol,
No.
America.
Okay, I
Yeah,
see some revenue real
Yeah,
quick.
you're
to
a
New York.
walking contradiction. You know that, right? Like everything y'all say,
What's the
you
problem?
still haven't given us tangibles, and you're just a walking contradiction.
What's the problem of migrating to America
I'm
and
not about to
for
get six of my
opportunity?
family to move nowhere. We might move states. We're not moving out of the country.
Well, you in the greatest country right now with the largest
So act
military.
like it, then, nigga. Damn, act like it. See,
I
this
mean,
is the problem with y'all.
It don't
Y'all
got nothing to
ungrateful.
do with you. It's the white man country. But
It has
I'm just
everything to do with
saying,
me.
this
I
the
was in the
most
military. What are you
powerful.
talking
That
about?
tether.
I was in the military. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's
You was a subject for the white man in his army. That's cool.
That allows you to live the freedom you live today.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
welcome. Like this, is what I'm saying. Y'all say this stuff, and the lack of self awareness is crazy.
Y'all want to take
You in
credit
this
for
country,
what
Yeah.
the white man did. I can't give you credit for what the white man
White
did.
man, much.
we had a very, very instrumental part in freeing this country. The first person to die for this country was a black American man.
How y'all had an
Crispus
instrumental
Attucks.
part of freeing this country? The white man literally gave
Crispus
you
Attucks was the first person to die for this country.
the
A
white
black man.
man literally gave y'all citizenship after 100 years. Was so I you was you, black America wasn't really like
So
instrumental in
first off, all
anything.
right, see, and this is the difference between us and y'all, right? So when our government refused to treat us like citizenships, we took that shit. And then Abraham Lincoln said, "Hey, look, I can't keep the Union and preserve slavery at the same time because they already knew the rebellion was coming. So what they did was they got in front of it, and this wasn't even this. And that was mostly an economic
Yeah,
decision. It's a whole other
They looked at
conversation.
Haiti and they said we don't want the same Haitian
Do you know?
revolution
Do
going
you
on in
know?
America.
Do you know?
So thank the Caribbeans
What are
for
you talking about? We okay. Let me. Do you understand? One of the punishments for Black American slaves were they were sent to places like Haiti and Jamaica and Barbados.
yeah. Because
So we brought the
that was
rebellion. See, we
the
brought the rebellion
Caribbeans
spirit there,
was
not
the
the other
most
way
brutal
around.
part of the slave trade. The most brutal
We
part.
brought the rebellion spirit there, not the other way around.
Okay, so what about Denmark VC?
We brought the rebellion spirit there. Look, the exception don't be the rule.
What Black American
The
slave
exception is not the rule.
came to the Caribbean and started a rebellion? Can you prove that?
Do the math on it. All of them. Every last one of them.
Because I could prove Denmark
They
VC's
brought the
from the
spirit.
Caribbean. I could prove
They
that, and he
brought the
came.
spirit. They
I could
brought the
prove
spirit.
Denmark VC came from the
Like you do
Caribbean
this
and came
thing where like you just
to
keep
America to
cherry
start a
picking stuff, and
rebellion.
you still haven't told us tangibly.
No,
I'm still going back to that.
what you're saying things you're not giving a reference. I could say Denmark VC. That's a source. That's a
No, you
reference.
understand like you understand like I understand. One of the punishments was they were sending people to the Caribbean. That was a
Oh,
punishment for the
okay.
slaves.
So which Black American slave started any of the rebellions in any
Any
Caribbean
one
island?
of them, any one of them brought the spirit.
Name a slave. Name a Black
Any one
American
of them brought the
slave.
spirit.
Huh?
I got you. I got you. I got you. I
Yeah,
got you. I got
just
you.
name one.
So
Listen. I got you.
I
I
could
got you.
name
They was
Denmark.
sin. I got you. I
Like you
got you.
see
I got
how
you.
I just named Denmark VC.
You're
He
talking
came
while
from the
you're asking
Caribbean
questions.
and started a
You
rebellion
asking a
here.
question, then you talking before I can answer.
I go ahead, King.
I got you. Any one of them they sent because they're
yo,
rebellious. That's what they do.
So why didn't they
Anyone
start?
makes
Why
sense.
didn't they start any major rebellions in America?
They
If
did.
this is
That's why
what
they
they
got sent
do,
over there.
huh?
They did. That's why they got sent over there. We did. There are several rebellions. They just don't report on it all. You know,
Which
there's several
major?
bank.
And
The
There's several bank
largest.
robberies a day. They don't report them on because the thing is, if you
Okay,
report on stuff like, look, if you report on rebellion, right? That's actually promoting rebellion because people start to think, damn, if they rebel, we can rebel too. So the idea was to kind of keep it hush hush. They don't let
okay,
people talk to each other. That's
yeah,
you know
yeah.
that.
Yet
yeah, you don't want to
the
encourage
largest
discord.
slave rebellion was started by a white man,
Denmark,
not a black American.
wait,
It was started by a white
hold
man.
on. By the way, Denmark VC is not Caribbean. Why do you keep?
He came from the
No,
Caribbean.
he didn't. He's not Caribbean.
You want me to pull the source up for
Pull
you,
it up.
Tariq?
Not Caribbean.
All right.
He's not Caribbean. He spent time. I think one of the slave traders had him over there for a quick minute, but he wasn't born in the Caribbean. He's not Caribbean. You keep telling that lie. Yeah, he was with a sea captain named he got his name from Joseph Vesey. There was a white um
Denmark VC was born in St.
he
Thomas.
wasn't.
He
No,
wasn't.
he wasn't. He wasn't.
Tariq, you really be capping for no reason. Just give the man credit. He's from the islands. He came to
No,
America and he started a
no,
rebellion. Just give the man credit. He's from St. Thomas.
he's not from y'all look it up, family.
Yeah, you can look it up.
He's not from the Caribbean. He's
Yeah, I think
Look,
he's lying
born
too. He
look it
already
up.
you lied about a
he
lot of
Prove
lied.
stuff today.
prove me. Just prove me wrong. Denmark VC not from St. Thomas.
No, he's not. He wasn't born there. He wasn't.
Denmark VC was born 1767 in St. Thomas, a Danish West Indies um
No, he wasn't. They said
colony.
most sources say he was born in West Africa. He wasn't born
Bro,
in the Caribbean.
brother.
You know you Pan
So
African, so you
where
gonna
so
claim him
where so
anyway.
if he wasn't born in St. Thomas, where was he from, Tariq?
Yeah, a lot of people say he was born in West Africa, and
Who's a lot of people? I'm going by the consensus. The consensus say Denmark VC was
Is
born in
there any challenges to that consensus though?
1767 in St. Thomas.
no, he wasn't. He was not born in St. Thomas.
So where was he born? Well, just prove it. Just give me a source so I could check it and I'll acquiesce to your position if you're right.
What
But
Yeah, while
if
we
you
get that
can't
source
you
together,
debunk
just
it,
tell us
it's
some
just
tangibles though.
you got.
have a source? You just keep saying the same lie over and over. That's not what you're saying. Ain't true. You ain't got no source.
Brother, it's not even you don't even need a deep dive research to even figure that stuff out. You could literally go to his Wikipedia and it will literally tell you that.
Nigga, Wikipedia says I moved to LA in 1991. Nigga, Wikipedia lies
Well, you could go to the source at the bottom.
since the damn 80s. Nigga, they said I got all types of ex-wives and shit. Nigga, Wikipedia is not a real good source.
Yeah, that's how I know he not did no. You ain't did no paper. You
Right.
turn the paperwork in college and cite Wikipedia as a source, they gonna fail you.
Right. You looking at Wikipedia. Yeah, I'm looking at Wikipedia. That's where you're getting the bullshit now. You're getting it from Wikipedia.
So just prove me wrong that Denmark VC not from the Caribbean.
Yeah, there's other sources. And even with Wikipedia, they're saying citation needed. Yeah. The court reported he was born into slavery around. Yeah, he wasn't from the Caribbean. A lot of biographers saying that he comes from West Africa. Even in the Wikipedia, it says biographer David Robinson suggests that he may have been from the Mandy origin. So yeah, they keep saying that he's from all different places.
So bottom line is he was not a FBA.
Well, no,
Bottom line.
you said he was Caribbean, so you tried to
He is.
he became he,
I'm gonna.
listen what
I'm
I'm saying. He became FBA because he had an ethnogenesis. He came over here and became FBA. That's how that works. He had an ethnogenesis. No African nation was backing him up. No Caribbean nation backed him up. It was foundational Black Americans backing him up. So he had an ethnogenesis here. You see?
so slaves was backing him up.
Yeah, he had like 9,000 people backing him up in South Carolina. Gullah Jack, all them people, the Gullah Geechees, they were rocking with him. So what you talking about?
Like I said, I'm gonna roll with the consensus. The consensus say the man was born in St. Thomas.
Yeah, but
I think I'm a
there's
roll.
several
I
sources
think
that
I'm
say
a
something
roll with
different though.
the majority of what scholars say
Ain't
versus
no
with some.
majority of scholars because it varies from scholar to scholar. There's no proof on there. None.
Well, the consensus say he's from St. Thomas.
No, well,
If you could prove it wrong, if you could prove the consensus wrong, then you doing something groundbreaking.
right.
Yeah, okay, but while we doing that, you give us a tangible that you guys have done. I'm not talking about no bullshit ass court.
You talking
Can
about
I?
Pan African?
Yeah, a tangible.
Yeah.
Um, founded several countries, i.e., under the
No. For
guise
Black
of
Americans.
Pan African.
No. For Black Americans. Not for Black Americans. What have you guys done for Black Americans? Tangible.
I gave you some points. I told you how Pan Africans spearheaded the reparation
That's
movement.
not no. That's a claim. They want access to the resource. That's not a tangible. Matter of fact, that's actually extracting
So
resources. That's
And Kroba is an African American group. It's not a. They're not from the Caribbean. They're not from Africa. They're from right here in America.
yeah. So Pan Africanism is actively working against the interests of Black Americans. Yes, that's
Ex-
what they do.
so
That's what it is. That's what
explain
it is.
how. Because I see I'm reading a tweet
Yeah,
from
I can
Tariq.
explain how.
I'm hold on. I'm
It's
reading a tweet from
literally
Tariq that says that Pan Africans is working with the CIAs. You guys come up with a lot of
yeah.
conspiracy
That's
theories.
believable. That's believable though
Well,
because
well,
look right.
you gotta prove, you
Well,
gotta
I mean,
show some facts.
I can literally point you out
I
something
could,
from
like
1946
I
of them
could
talking
say,
about it.
like I could say, Yvette Carnell, your FBA sister,
Oh no,
she
okay, no, no,
be a,
no, no. Okay, now what you're not gonna do, because now you're being a tether. Now you're doing tether line. Ain't no FBA sister, nothing. None. And we ain't gonna do no tether lying. Now, Yvette Carnell, she probably got some funny style shit going. And I know y'all tethers like to pretend that there's some type of organization that we have, which we don't. She has a group, she has an organization. But
so she's not an FBA. She's
what
not a part of your lineage.
yeah, she is. But she ain't but
So why you trying to differentiate her?
because what you're about to do, I can already smell a tether lie. There is no organization that none of us have that's connected to her. She has an organization, self-proclaimed.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm talking about her.
Right.
She's a
So why
foundational Black American queen.
you about to
Well, that's a conversation for you and
you
her.
about to bring up some shit about one of some her organization that ain't got nothing to do with anybody but her.
Well, she's an FBA. So I'm just pointing out.
It's
No, I'm saying, but that's a
Well,
conversation for her. We talking about Pan African. What have they done?
right.
I mean, I can read you shit from 1927s about how our intellectual leaders at the time opposed the boss and Marcus Garvey.
yeah, we know about the Garvey Must Go campaign and Black Americans working with the FBI to undermine Marcus Garvey. We know about that. I was just speaking about
Marcus
A. Philip
Garvey
Randolph.
himself made promises he couldn't deliver on. I mean, I respect the fact that he attempted, I guess, but our leaders and ancestors told us
Yeah,
to stay away from that
when
nonsense.
you fighting the FBI and you're an immigrant and your own Black people's working against
Wait,
you,
so you
it's
trying to
kind of
say the
hard.
government will put out propaganda to discredit somebody?
You said what? Can you say that again?
Are you trying to say the government will put out propaganda to discredit somebody?
Yeah, they've done it plenty of times to
Yeah, like they
undermine
do shit
people.
like tell you that Marcus VC is from the Caribbean instead of where he actually from to undermine, you know what I'm saying, efforts. But that's all I just want to point out to you. But
You said
bro,
what?
at the end of the day, you guys have I said the government will put out propaganda pieces like that to undermine movements that happen. Like they'll tell a lie like somebody was born somewhere else and try to make it seem they weren't Black Americans
Well,
born
you
there. So I
gotta
get
prove
it.
I'm a liar. I didn't see any sources from
From
you or Tariq
200
that
years
says
ago.
Venmar VC not from the
Well,
Caribbean.
you literally agreed out of your mouth that there's contention on that. So apparently, that's not a general consensus. That's just something somebody says. That's the first thing that's the
That
first thing
is
that
the
pop up
consensus. That is a
when you
consensus.
Google it. It's the first thing that pop up on what's the name, right? And it even says right South Carolina Encyclopedia, which is .org, so it's a accredited organization. It says slave artisan abolitionist. VC was probably born on a Danish Caribbean sugar. They don't even know. And the other one says he's born in West Africa. It says some reports place him in the Virgin Islands, other place him somewhere in West Africa. So they don't even know. It's like a toss up. But what we can attribute it is he did come to America. He did speak to foundational Black Americans, and that did radicalize him enough to actually want to stand up and rebel. Now he doesn't necessarily have to be the leader. He probably was the most vocal during the time period because at the time, a lot of the people who were fighting were sick of this shit. They've been doing it for generations. So they were like, all right, fuck
Nah,
it,
they
we going
wasn't
to
sick
war.
of fighting. They was defeated. So
No. Sick of
we
slavery. It's
always
different. Sick of slavery. It's
we
different.
always come here and try to help our Black American brother put that
No,
fire
that's
in them.
not true. You literally made
Oh,
fun of the.
when? I gotta stop him. When do you help us do what? You gotta answer that. Hold on. When did
Yeah, Marcus Garvey came to America, put the fire into Black Americans, and told them you should be proud to be
Marcus
Black.
Garvey was trying to help Africa. He wasn't trying to help us.
He came to America, he came to New York and
fire
Harlem, helped black people set up different businesses that helped them
no,
organize
no,
Harlem.
he
One of the most
no,
prominent.
he didn't. Dude, we already had Harlem popping. You had FBA sisters like Hannah Elias and all that who made Harlem black. There's an FBA woman who bought up all them white apartment complexes and put black folks in them. We had already got Harlem popping. We got shit popping. Garvey was able to come out here because of the black folks in Tuskegee. We had shit popping. He didn't put no fire under no damn body.
Yeah, he wasn't raising money for us.
Yeah, he was doing shit for himself. You know, y'all really don't want to open up that Garvey can of worms, man, so we can start really hitting the truth. Do
Yo,
y'all?
can I
Yeah.
ask revenue? Oh, I'm sorry, Tariq. Go ahead.
Sam, wait, hold on. Sam, what's up, Sam?
No, I just want to ask revenue a couple questions. I got to bounce
Go
soon,
ahead.
but revenue, you said your family came here in the 80s, right? Do you ever go back to Jamaica?
Yes, I do, King. Yes, I
Do,
do.
do they treat you like a fellow Jamaican, or they treat you different because you've been in America so long?
It depends. It varies. Sometimes
Nah, be real, bro. They don't treat you like that,
I
man.
just say you answering the question for
Fair
me.
enough. Fair enough.
It
Fair
it,
enough, right?
it
But
varies.
there's a point to it,
It varies.
right? So if
Sometimes they may call me a Yank. Sometimes
so, there you go. They distinguish you. So if Pan Africanism wasn't a gimmick or a scam to exploit the wealth that's available to FBA or Black Americans, why is it only Pan Africanism?
Are you a black American?
No, but I can make observations.
Are you white?
I know what immigration is like. I mean, yeah, I'm white skinned, yeah.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Majority of white supremacists support FBA token points, like
No, 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 no,
Why
no,
you
no,
make
no,
that
no,
So
no.
I'm not
Don't
assumption,
do
bro?
that.
surprised.
What
Don't
you
do
talking
that.
about,
Don't do
bro?
that.
I
That's
come
a,
here and challenge Tariq all the time, bro.
Truth is truth, though.
I just think you're wrong.
you understand? Like you're talking about is communism revenue. That's the reason why everybody has a problem with it. Communism doesn't work. It just sounds appealing to people who haven't actually had enough money to understand capitalism is the way to go.
And who did you learn capitalism from?
It's what works. What are you talking about?
I'm saying, who did you learn? How do you know
That's
communism don't work?
completely irrelevant. It's a working system.
Yeah, it's something that adopted from the white man,
Look, you take showers? You
huh?
wash? You brush your teeth? You take showers? You brush your teeth?
Yeah,
All right, where you learn that from?
I learned that from my.
Don't pretend like you had running water back in Jamaica. Y'all learned that shit when y'all got here. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's necessary, right?
Yeah, have you been to Jamaica?
I,
Yeah, a few times.
I have. I've been all over. I've been all over Jamaica.
So
Yep.
Jamaica don't have running
No,
water. Jamaica
No,
don't have a
I'm
sewer
talking about. I'm talking
system.
about. I'm talking about when your family came over from the '80s. I highly doubt that there was showers available
How do you know that?
because they're musty. No, I'm just playing. Hey, jokes aside. Jokes aside, gang. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you learn something from. The point is it effective to benefit you? As a matter of fact, Elijah Muhammad, who actually supported the Caribbean, said, "Study the white man, feed the smart." And so it's important to take their tactics and use it for us.
You
Now we've
said
used
Elijah
capitalism.
Muhammad supported the Caribbean.
Yeah, he supported you guys.
When he was saying that Africans was cursed doing some.
Oh, that's right. He did not. So our prominent leaders did not support y'all. My bad. Correction on that one. The point
Yeah,
that you're making
he
is,
taught
yeah, you know
that.
what? You're right. He said, make your own neighborhood a good place to live. See, even our leaders from the early on warned us about you people.
Like I
You
pointed
see
out,
how that
Frederick.
goes?
I pointed out Black Americans been xenophobic from Frederick Douglass days. So
It's not xenophobic. They were
yeah,
they were weary of stuff like this because literally from the 1927, the man said we should focus on Pan American affairs because Pan Africanism is borderline useless. So it doesn't make any sense because they understood what Garvey was. Garvey, this is around Garvey time. He was out there to extract resources to build this promised Wakanda land out in Africa, and they said it didn't exist. And as a matter of fact, the people who did go to Africa on whatever it was those people were doing discovered it was a piece of shit and there was nothing there.
Mhm.
They were lied to. They were scammed. That's traditionally
so
speaking, that's what people have
a
done.
country like Liberia that never been colonized, that the diaspora, preferably Black Americans, build it to one of the most prevailing African
Don't
countries
lie.
is a
Don't lie.
shithole.
Are you wait? So why didn't you go to Liberia instead of coming here?
How is a kid gonna
This
make
is
a
what I'm saying.
decision
Like,
for
look,
grown
listen.
folks?
You're no, I'm saying you right. Listen.
Like
Your
you
actions,
guys gotta just make logical claim. You can't just
brother. No,
talk.
your actions are a contradiction to what you're saying. I can say America's the greatest country on the planet. I can say my family built this place, and I can go right down to Greenville, Mississippi.
Why can't say
I can go
America
to
is one of
Greenville,
the greatest
Mississippi, right?
countries
And
in
I
the
can
world?
sit there and I can sit at my great grandfather's grave. You can't do that here. You got to go back to Jamaica. And the
Oh,
fact that you literally sat on the stage and made fun of the civil rights movement in the '60s of people getting bit by dogs, when that's the very reason you're able to sit over here. Because matter of fact, I know Flex mentioned the other night, the United States wasn't taking in dark people um, around the world for immigration. It wasn't until we forced them to open that up. So it's just ungratefulness that you got, and then
yeah, I'm great. Nah,
your whole
I'm giving
lifestyle
y'all
in
props.
America is a contradiction of what
I'm
you're saying.
giving y'all props. I'm grateful you guys got spit on, chased by dogs, and hit up with water
Yeah, and you
hoses.
guys got bent over in front of the entire plantation. That's how
I
they broke
you
you, nigga.
you can't prove
That's the
that.
truth.
Oh,
That's the
oh
truth.
yeah, oh, dude, y'all were getting buck broken like crazy out there. That's why y'all.
Tariq, can you prove that? You do you have a source?
That's why y'all hate homosexuality to this day. That's why y'all look down upon it because they were tearing them bussies right on up there. Go get a book by Thomas Thistlewood, who was a Jamaican slave owner. He documented all the wild and vile shit he was doing. You know what he was doing, and I want y'all to look it up while I'm talking. Look up the Diary of Thomas Thistlewood. They had something in Jamaica called Derby's Dose. Y'all Google this AI this while I'm talking, where he would get unruly slaves and get another slave to shit in the mouths of one of the unruly slaves, and then they would wire the mouth shut and let it sit up there like that for hours. They were shitting in your mouths in Jamaica. You don't really want to go there about the shit that they were doing over there, brother. You don't really want to look at what
I,
I'm giving you. I'm giving you the book to look up what I'm saying. If I'm lying,
I'm familiar. I'm familiar with that. I know about
there
that.
you go. So don't sit here pointing fingers talking about dog.
And y'all went through that shit and still didn't get freedom. It wasn't until we
Yeah,
got
Yeah,
freedom.
yeah.
yeah,
We
yeah.
actually fought for
Got
freedom.
shit in your mouth and then still had to flee. Yeah, we got bit by dogs and turned around and formed the Black Panthers, the Deacons of Self-Defense, the um all these other militant organizations and said that and stopped it and made sure everybody got rights. You understand? Go ahead, Revenue.
You said the Deacon of Defense, the Black Panthers.
Yeah,
What did they do, Tariq?
got these white supremacists off folks' backs.
Like
And then your boy
how
Marcus
did they
Garvey
do
mentioned the
that?
The
Did,
KKK,
did,
BLA,
did they spill
yeah, the
blood?
BLA,
Assata Shakur.
the Black Liberation Army, yeah, they spilled blood. They were blowing up police stations, hijacking planes, getting folks up out of jail, the whole 9 yards. That's who Tupac.
They want a Chicago to this day. They want a Assata Shakur to this day.
Yeah, exactly. Those are Tupac
Yeah,
people.
yeah. A shout out to Asada
Yeah,
Shakur.
gave birth to one of the greatest hip hop icons. Yeah, that's what we do. You see?
Yeah, yeah.
Legendary.
But I'm giving y'all props. Y'all got spit on. Y'all got chased by dogs. Stuff like that. To
It's
if to help us get to America. I appreciate all the spits Black Americans took, all the dog bites, all the water hoses. I appreciate it. I appreciate Black Americans for being
And all
sharecroppers,
the shit
for
your
signing
ancestors ate for
contract,
nothing because you
for
fled
signing
in their land.
contracts
That's
to be
crazy.
sharecroppers after slavery.
mhm.
I appreciate it all.
You appreciate,
I,
you
I'm
appreciate not being over in your failed homeland where you are the majority and y'all can't even go on certain beaches over there now, right now.
Yeah, it's an
Right.
embarrassment. It's also embarrassing that
Talking about no damn dogs bitten. You can't go on beaches in your own homeland now. That's why your ass is over here with the folks who got bitten and spit on by the dogs. All right. It,
yeah, y'all didn't do a
yeah,
lot of fighting, so I
yeah,
appreciate I appreciate
yeah.
you guys for
It's called you
march.
welcome. It's called you welcome. And I'm enough of this dusty tether. All right. Thank you so much. All right. I'm tired of debunking them. Thank you so much, Brother Dan. Thank you. This ungrateful tether. Yeah. This is why we delineate. Right there. I don't want to hear no more. We smacking this musty tether around verbally and intellectually, doing a lot of projecting. Cats didn't get themselves together. Semi didn't get yourselves together until the 60s, and you still ain't together. You're the damn majority, and you can't even go on your own damn beach. And you run around there on dirt roads, talking slick about us while your ass is sitting right on over here. You understand? That has to be checked. Boy, these people try to revise history. Man. Oh, boy. Let me get Sister Welsing in here. Welsing, what's up, beloved? Let me get Sister Welsing in here. And thank you, Brother Dan. Got a shout out to Brother Dan. Yeah, that revenue, I didn't want to hear more tether babble and projection. All right, Sister Welsing, what's up, dear?
Tariq, I don't know. I come up to your room sometimes and I don't know if you know this personally. There's a lot of people in here that do. Is that although I was born in the Bronx, New York, I am an ally. My father was from Cuba and my mother was from Jamaica. And when I hear this brother speak, it is sad because the quality of Jamaicans that came to this country legally, as my mother did in 1959 and her mother did in 1943. My father came from Cuba in 1952. They came to New York and understood I love when people say, oh, Jim Crow didn't take place in New York. Jim Crow was alive and well in New York
Was
City.
yes, it was.
And my father, Tariq, came to this country and he learned certain words and one of them was cracker.
Mm.
And he always said that what fascinated him as a young man when he came to Harlem, because he lived on Morningside Avenue in Harlem, was that he was very inspired by Elijah Muhammad and very inspired by Malcolm X because, with regards specifically to the fruits of Islam, he always said he loved the way they transformed young men.
Yes.
And so that transformed my father.
Mm.
And so my father really was taught um, and grew up really as a man under the tutelage of those two men. When I tell you, and I swear to all of you, as a matter of fact, Tariq, my mother absolutely adores you. Every time I'll send a link to her text message and I'll call, I said, "Ma, I'm sending you something to Tariq." She'll say, "Oh, that's my boyfriend." So, anyway, she's going to be 85 years
Oh,
old, but these two people, my parents, I'm so blessed to have had them because they stood on foundational Black American business. We grew up in the Bronx. We only knew and received the love. I can't I can't express the experiences, the love. Tariq, let me tell you, there was at one point in the early 70s when the economy in New York was bad.
mm-hmm.
And I have shared this many times and I'm proud of it. There was a family that lived next to us, the Bradleys, Mr. and Mrs. Bradley. It was the mother and father, their son Bobby, his wife Linda, their son Chance, their daughter Dale, and her husband Jesse, and their other daughter Linda. And it was my family next door. And there were times when food was scarce, money was scarce. And it would be my father, Uncle Jesse, and Mr. Bradley would go down to North Carolina, where my father got to know about Wilmington, North Carolina, because they had a family farm down there, and they would bring back food and meats and stuff like that for everybody. I am so goddamn sick and tired of the Black diaspora talking about Black American people when you are right. In Jamaica, they can't even go on their own
Mm.
beaches. They have sold out everything from the Jamaican ports to their airlines. They have no airlines. They can't even go on their own. They can't even go into hotels. The recent news that I found out was that they sold the Blue Mountain Coffee, the great Blue Mountain Coffee, and have allowed Starbucks to come into the island now to compete and envelop and eat alive the Blue Mountain company. They have sold out everything to the point where they have nothing. And you are right. They are the majority on that island and they have nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And so getting back to my family, you're talking about two Caribbean people who stood on Black American business, stood by Black American people, and taught us. My father especially was obsessive that we knew about foundational Black American history. You see that brother right there? He came in here in the 80s. He knows nothing. He knows nothing. He knows nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Every time when we were living in New York City, my father would take me every month to go see Minister Farrakhan at Madison Square Garden. And where my father fell in love with Shaka Khan, you couldn't tell my father shit about Shaka Khan. In fact, in his coffin right now is a compilation of Rufus and Shaka Khan and Sarah Vaughan. You couldn't tell my father nothing. She would sing. She would be the opening to sing on behalf, when before Farrakhan came on stage. And in fact, when I saw her one time, I told her that about that because my father is dead and he loved her, and she gave me a hug because it brings back memories. And I remember all of that. Not every Caribbean is like what you hear tonight and what you hear in these spaces. The kind of ilk of Caribbeans that grew up that was born like my mother and father in the 1920s and 30s and 40s are not like what you hear today. They were highly intelligent people. They were out there fighting. They were riders, like for example, Harry Belafonte or Cicely Tyson. These were the riders. These were the Caribbean riders. You couldn't tell them nothing. People in these spaces listen to me. If you didn't know, and I tell people, if you didn't know that I was not Foundation of Black American, you wouldn't know. I know the history. It's important for me.
Mm-hmm.
It is important. And it hurts my feelings to hear ignorance because I know what's going on in that island. And they have sold their soul to the Asians and white folks.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to come in here with this backhanded slap about, oh, people getting bitten by dogs, everything that Black American people have withstood in this country, they could not withstand in their country. This is the greatest country in the world, and it was built on the blood. The foundation of wealth was built on the blood of Black American, foundational Black American people.
Mm-hmm.
There is so much great history that they could learn from, and they choose not to. And I swear to you that in the last 5 years, I did not realize the greatness of my parents until 5 years ago when I entered into Clubhouse and then inevitably here to listen to the ignorance. You can't tell me anything about Black American people, Black American men, the love, Black American women, the families. You can't tell me nothing. There's nothing you can tell me. I don't want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say us, I mean it. When I say we, I mean it. I know I'm not a foundational Black American. I know that I have no rights. There's nothing for me as far as reparations, but I will die. I'm not leaving this country. If I have to sit by all of you and take a gun or whatever I need to do to fight, I will die a good death
Yes, ma'am.
because I do believe in the ancestors. Tariq, I believe, look here, I believe in the ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe they have woken up. And I believe they are tapping the asses. When I looked the other day and I saw Lake Lanier, a damn boat blew up. The other day, another man drowned. The ancestors have woken up. It is not going to work out for the Black diaspora. It's not going to work out. And I see a day that when white people are going to have to drop their arms and come back to Black American people to make a truce. But before that happens, there's going to be certain things on the table. They are going to realize that everything that they have done or tried to do to Black American people has failed and to their own demise because now they're dying of opioid overdose. They're dying of cirrhosis of the liver due to drinking. They're dying of suicide. They're dying. They're dwindling. And Black American people seem to be thriving. Nothing you can do to Black American people is going to affect them negatively.
Mm-hmm.
I get so incensed with this. And I am so like I'm not embarrassed, but I'm just like I shake my head because I know if my mother was awake right now to hear this nonsense, I wouldn't want her up here, but she would be like, "What a damn!" She would probably call him a kwashi,
Mm.
which is not complimentary. He's a Kwashi. So I want to tell everybody in this room and anybody who's listening that not everybody from the black diaspora thinks like this ignorant ass young man right here.
Mm-hmm.
And that people like me, thank God I was raised by a man. My father, my father was he was no one to play with. And he made sure his three kids every day, and I'm not exaggerating, every single day he had something to say about racism in this country, to be aware of it. Because he said this, and I've said this in rooms before. My father said from his mouth, when you don't know who you are, bad things will happen to you.
There it is. Thank you so much, beloved Miss Welsing. Thank you. Good stuff. See, that's a real ally. See, that is not a tether. That is the definition of a non-FBA who is not a tether. That's what we're talking about. Riders. Resident divide.
Greetings. Oh my God. I don't know how y'all tolerate all that tether babble. But but anyway, Tariq, it's been a long time. I have a love-hate relationship with
Really?
you. And I love you still. You my
Now,
brother
what hate?
in the
What
struggle.
do you dislike?
No, listen, it don't even matter. My late husband put me onto you since Ustream.
Uh,
I was forced to listen to your ass
uh,
on Ustream.
uh,
And since your Mac days, and I was like, oh, why you listen to this dude? But I realized it did not apply to me, so I learned to love you. Whenever you came to Houston, my husband bought tickets, and I went to movies. I went to your events because he loved you. He absolutely loved you.
now,
So I'm gonna say that much. Um,
wait.
but I'm glad you're still in the game supporting Black Americans.
Now, your
Let me
husband.
say
Hold on.
that.
Now, your husband. How old was he when he passed?
He's been gone for about a year and a half. He was young. He was like 50 some years
Now, what
old.
happened?
He died over the road. He drove trucks. But
Okay. Okay. All right.
yeah. So I miss him dearly.
I can.
But but at the end of the day, that man had my back and I had his. So but it bothered one of the reasons why I love you because you are the example of a Black American man,
Mm-hmm.
the way you love your family.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. A man that loves his family and takes care of his family, I am on it. I say, I don't care. I might be mad at that nigga
Mm-hmm.
for a moment, but at the end of the day, he takes care of his family. And that's what Black American men do. I don't get the part where they say Black American men don't take, because I know I come from a long lineage of that, where Black American men take care of their family, whether they with the women or not. They stood by their children. Even my grandfather did that shit, and that was the man I looked up to mostly beyond my father. But at the end of the day, I'm from Texas. Lineage probably traced 4 or 5 centuries. We fought in every war before this country was begotten after. We need to understand that. Thank you, Welsing, for supporting us. Thank you. I appreciate what you said because people need to understand. All that dog biting shit,
Mm-hmm.
what Martin Luther King had to do went to get to this point. We at this point now where we're delineating. We're not the same people. We are removed from Africa, and that's okay. That's okay. I don't understand why people think it's not okay. We fought to be here. We're different from you guys. We always fought. We was here before this country. A lot of us are indigenous Black. I'm an indigenous Black. Claim that shit I'm 54. Claim that shit since I was 20 something years old.
Mm-hmm.
In my mid 24. I knew because my grandfather said my mother was a Cherokee Indian. That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
But they could not say that shit in the open because they got killed in Texas for that shit.
Yeah.
They got killed. Slocum, Texas, prime example of same thing of what went down in Tulsa.
Mm.
Same thing. People what happened in Sugar Land, Texas. People don't understand the history of Texas. We have always been here. Dark-skinned people have always been here. Indigenous Blacks have always been here. So we need to understand that part. even in the where my family is from, every year I have to take off during Labor Day because both of my families on my mother's side and dad's side, they hold family reunions to remind us how far we came in Texas and sustain. They bought land. They were freedmen. In the museum where my parents are from, it said the one of my ancestors said her father was a freeman. That's exactly what she said.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to learn how to be proud of our lineage, our heritage, where our people come from,
Mm-hmm.
whether we're indigenous or not. We're on.
Thank you so much, beloved. Thank you. Let me get some more calls in here. We land that plane. All right, let's get Moon. Moon, hop on in.
What's happening, Tariq?
How you doing, Moon?
I'm doing good, man. I always like jumping into space every now and then.
Yes, indeed. Where you from, Moon?
Originally from Oklahoma, my family grew up in the Dust Bowl, and actually I'm related to the Hatfields and McCoys.
Okay, yeah, your phone connection is a little janky. Are you on a speaker? Well, if we can get you clearer, that'd be great. But it's just a tad bit janky. Sounds like you're in a dungeon somewhere with somebody tied up in a hole in the ground or something. Yeah, everything all right? Yeah, it sounds real spooky and creepy in your crib, man. It's kind of freaking me out. Sound like you surrounded by victims. Everything all right, man? Okay, I have you call back later when you get up out that dungeon. Let's get Umar Hayat. Mr. Umar, hop in, Umar. Umar Hayat. Let me give you about 5 seconds, and then we're going to move on and get you up out of here. All right. Got to watch these cats. A lot of these OnlyFan people are starting to come on in here, and these Cash App people. All right, let's get let me see. I like my odds. Let's get I like my odds in here. All right, y'all raise your hand if you're ready. Let's try it like that. I like my odds. Hop on.
Hey, brother, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's up, brother?
Man, you need to man. I'm in the gym right now reading that damn Mac, the Art of
Oh,
Macking.
well, there,
Man,
man.
man, you need to come out with some more content, man. Cause I'm not even gonna lie. I'm a young cat, but man, I've been watching all the, I guess we've been re-uploading your videos from back in the man. That shit it's deep,
Yeah,
man. It's
Access's
deep.
days was something serious, man. What's on your mind tonight, bro?
Oh man, that's it, man, bro. I just need some more Mac lessons, brother. But hey, that's it, man.
Much respect to you, man.
Hey, good night.
All right, cousin Jerry in the building. Cousin Jerry in the building. What's up, Jerry?
Hey Flex, how's it
I'm
going?
good. What's going on, brother?
Not much, not much, man. I'm just been sitting back and enjoying the show, and couple of things that young man Furnace said that kind of stuck out for me. He said when he went back to Jamaica, he wasn't accepted, and he was. What he don't understand, he's going through his ethnogenesis.
Mm-hmm.
And the sister that got on after her family came over and embraced the ethnogenesis, accepted the Majara spirit, and you could tell her and her family has accepted roots, and they've been prospering and moving forward ever since they've been here.
Mm.
So I just, like you said, we look forward to those from the diaspora that come over and understand, hey, this is a fight that we fight every day, and you're gonna fight that fight. If you fight it with us, we're gonna be with you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're gonna fight against us, you're with them.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
All right, bud.
Thank you so much, Jerry. Yes, indeed. Man. All right. We got a lot of folks in here, man. Shout out to everybody in here. We're having a great conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see who we got. I had Brother Mikhail up earlier. Um, let's get Free Africa. Free Africa. He's kind of critical of foundational Black Americans. Free Africa. What's up, Free Africa? Mr. Free Africa. Mr. Free Africa. Unmute your microphone, sir, if you can. Mr. Free Africa might be in between DoorDash orders, so we'll give him a little time. And while we're waiting on him to get his orders, I see Cyber Regina down there. What's up, beloved? Let me see. Let's it's a lot of folks in here. Let's get Charlize. Is that your name, brother? Charlize? Mr. Charlize? Hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Charlize. He looks kind of like a light-skinned Uncle Luke.
What's up, my brother?
What's up, Charlize? How are you?
All right. Did that man say that Kwanzaa was a gift
Yeah.
to Black Americans?
Oh my God. Yeah. He said.
Malana Karanga, the creator of Kwanzaa, was an FBI spy, like he probably was.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, man.
What's he talking about?
Yeah, the dude was all over.
The guy, Malana Karanga murdered 3 Black Panthers. One of them a woman. Come on. Come on.
Man.
You know, that's Jamaican canned crap. Just want to say that, man.
My man.
Just want to make sure people are aware of that. Go ahead and look that up, y'all.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh yeah. This that dude Revenue was saying just a bunch of horse shit. Well, he started bigging up In Cobra. In Cobra set off reparations. Nigga, In Cobra has been trying to reparations up for the longest. And Cobra is messing it up. They're the ones complaining that it's lineage based, that we've made it lineage based. We've done that, us. On the grassroots now, we were the ones pushing to make it lineage based. They are complaining about it now. I think somebody showed me something on their website. They were complaining like we shouldn't have no lineage based. That's unfair to Black people globally. We all in it together. Hell no. So just the fact when people start co-signing op shit, that makes them an op too, as far as I'm concerned. That makes them just as damn oppy. All right. Let me see, y'all. We're gonna get like one more because I do have a chicken pot pie in the oven and it's almost done. I love me a good chicken pot pie, ladies and gentlemen. And I gotta get on Amazon. I gotta order some cowboy boots because I'm going to a Beyonce concert. And out of respect to Beyonce, I gotta come dressed. I don't want to be like them old sassy niggas, because sometimes niggas be overdoing it. Niggas be going to the Beyonce concert, grown ass niggas dressed like a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. I'm trying to find something, me and my lady going, so I want to find a masculine cowboy outfit, so I won't look like a hoochie nigga standing up in there. But I'm gonna go and respect the spirit of the concert. So I'm gonna have to wear something. I had this one cat up here who was a foreigner. I wanted to see what he had to say. He bounced. What happened, brother? I had you up here. I was gonna let you chop it up, and then you bounced. You got nervous and bounced, or maybe a Postmate order came in. I don't know. Respect to the job. Make the money. Don't let the money make you. All right. We're gonna get a couple because I want to get some new faces in here. I definitely want to get some new faces up in here. Let's get Black first. Let's get Black first in the building. Black first. Hop on in, Black first. Yo, what's up, Black?
Yo, what's up, Tariq?
How you doing, Black?
I'm all good. This Law from Chicago, bro.
All right. What's going on with you, brother?
Not much, man. At work, finally got on to your live, but yeah, that dude talking about Kwanzaa and all that shit. He lost his goddamn eye talking that dumb shit. Talking about Kwanzaa is intangible, but he couldn't explain to Brother Dan how was it tangible.
Right.
So these people, like, I don't know what their issue is, but since the delineation is getting to the point where it's taking a whole movement, these people don't know what to do and they crashing out. I just seen oh shit. Was it your mayor over there, Karen Bass, just like these idiots over here in Chicago, this nigga Brandon Johnson giving these illegals all this shit.
Yeah.
now the school system, like we in so much debt over here. It's insane. But I'm gonna just land right there, man. I appreciate you letting me up, and I finally caught you because I'm up early for work. So go ahead, get that pot pie out the oven, bro.
No doubt, man. Thank All right, man. Let me get up out of here, man. It's been real. Everybody, I do need everybody to go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com. Hiddenhistorymuseum.com. Everybody make a weekly or monthly contribution to the Hidden History Museum. It doesn't matter how much. 5, 10, 20, 50, 100. Just make a regular contribution because that's how we get things popping. That's how we keep our institution from the grassroots afloat because of brothers and sisters like you. We got to make sure we have our institution sustained by the community. So if you can go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com and everybody make a contribution, big, small, everything counts, and make it recurring so that it's continuous so we can maintain and keep everything open for the family. That would be great. And also, we got a great book, Hidden Heroes from A to Z, that you can get. Also, y'all can get my book, FBA, Foundational Black American Race Baiter, at officialfba.com. That's officialfba.com. And you definitely got to get your Rootwork deodorant at rootworkstyle.com. Rootworkstyle.com. Ladies and gentlemen, King Michael, hop on in here. You got a weird profile. What's up, King Michael?
What's going on, Tariq?
How you doing, brother? You good?
Yeah, man, just got off the shift, man.
There you go. What city?
I'm in Jersey.
Jersey. There it is. What's on your mind?
No, man, I just wanted to speak to you, man. I've been speaking to a lot of FBAs. I just wanted to tap in with you, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's happening?
Um, I just want to know, man, like, how we gonna capitalize off of these immigrants?
Capitalize off of them?
Yeah, because I remember like the guy was asking you that day when he was like, yeah, you got the Ogun stuff on your website.
Mm-hmm.
And you was like, yeah, I got a right to sell it. And I was like, I was agreeing, like, man, sell that shit.
Yeah.
Sell that shit. Why not? So like everybody complain about these immigrants. Why not sell them t-shirts? Why not sell them? Like that's new clientele to me. That's what I look. That's how I look at it.
Man, we can sell whatever, it's whatever we sell. Now you're Caribbean, right?
Yeah, I'm both, man. I'm
I hear
both.
you. I can hear a Caribbean accent. I can hear it.
Nah, I got a New Jersey accent.
Oh, no, I can hear that. I can.
But I'm Jamaican and I'm
There
American.
you go. I hear it. I can hear that. Well, did you agree with anything that Revenue was talking about?
Now I just tapped in, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I ain't really hear what he was saying. I just tapped in and just caught you because it's hard to catch you sometimes, like,
Oh yeah.
3 in the
Now,
morning type stuff.
who's Jamaican in your family? Your mom and your dad, or both sides? Which one?
All right, so my grandfather is American and then the rest is Jamaican.
Your grandfather on your mom or your dad's side?
My mom.
Okay. Well, so
Everybody would say, listen,
hold on,
everybody was
hold on, because okay, you say only your granddad is American and everybody else is Jamaican, so that means your mom and dad are Jamaican, right?
yeah, my mom's half American, half Jamaican. My dad is
Jama-
Jamaican.
Okay. Oh, okay. Got it. Excuse me. All right. So yeah. So you're Jamaican, all Jamaican. So basically, you're all Jamaican. You're not really half. I don't.
I mean, nah, but I'm still both though. You know what I'm saying? Like if FBA is not a cult and it's a lineage, you would have to say I'm a part of your lineage still.
But
You get what I'm saying?
but the thing is, both of your parents immigrated here. Yeah.
Nah, my mother was born here, bro.
Yeah. But if she's Jamaican, somebody on both sides immigrated here. So you come from both sides immigrants. They just happen to have some lineage of a foundational Black American. And yeah, nobody is a cult. What a cult has nothing to do with anything. There's no cult. Where would you get a cult from?
I'm just saying, like, You know, a lot of people tell me, "Oh yeah, you're not black." I'm like, "What? I've been black all my life."
I didn't say. Yeah, you're black. Yeah, a lot of people say if you're not black if you're not a black American. I'm like, yeah, you can be black. Yeah, you black. Yeah, I don't have that. That's not my argument. That's not my argument. Yeah, there's black people all over the place. But yeah,
Right.
we're talking about who's a foundational black American. Now we that's something else. That's a little different conversation. It sounds like you are an immigrant and you just happen to have some DNA of a foundational black American in there, but sound
Yeah.
like
That's what
right.
it is,
It's
kind of.
it's almost like Drake, and we talked about the Drake situation. Like Drake is not a foundational black American, even though his dad is. His dad is, but Drake isn't. Drake is.
I, I feel that. I feel like Drake is more of a white boy to me.
Ah,
You know what I'm saying? Just being
yeah,
real. You know what I'm saying? But I got my kids. They all like they. You know, I got a black American wife. My kids, they more black than Jamaican, but they Jamaican too. You
there you
know,
go.
so
There it is. My man. All right, brother. And now, why are people saying that you're an FBA hater? People are texting me about you, man. They're saying that you are an FBA hater.
man, they to be Tariq, like I'm just a realist, man. Like I really don't hate no FBAs. I don't hate nobody. Like you know what I'm saying? It's all backlash. They call me all kind of names and stuff. I just crack jokes back. I don't take it serious. You know what I'm saying? I love black. I love being black. I love you know what I'm saying. Black people.
Mhm.
Period. You know what I'm saying? That's
There
all.
it is, my man. All right, brother King, man. Much respect to you, brother. Thank you so much. All right, let me.
Respect. Respect.
Yeah, guys, I heard his accent. Okay, yeah, he's low key trying to be slick, and then people trying to get on in the lineage like that. So you got to watch. You got to kind of watch stuff. A lot of people are trying to kind of backdoor into the lineage. So we got to watch stuff. We got to watch stuff. Because I can almost sense a little hostility there when he called up. I can kind of feel certain energy. That's why we ask questions. When the energy seems a little different, we got to ask questions. We got to ask questions, ladies and gentlemen. Now, when I'm trying to go, all the good calls are coming in. We got Ashy, Apia, everybody's calling. Now, let me shut it down because y'all have me up here all damn day. Let me shut it down. My pot pie is gonna burn up talking to y'all asses. All right, y'all. Let me get up out of here. I'll go to rootworkstyle.com. Get your rootwork deodorant. I'm up out of here. Peace.
Microphone check. Microphone check. Microphone check. Microphone check. Microphone check. Microphone check. Microphone check.